Just like that.
Starts better than a brand new Ford.
It does. It starts better than most of the cars I work on.
Dude, that's crazy.
Stupid ass. Oh God, nigga.
Alright. Over here, he's putting in the little,
Yeah, the little
the reseal. Oh,
whatever, man. It's
So this
it's
is
a
just when they
109-year-old
bring it.
car.
what do you expect, Andre? All right, we'll go put it on.
We actually pulled the head off of it. We cleaned up the cylinders, we cleaned up the head, we cleaned up the valves a little bit, we put a new head gasket in place, and we also did a little bit of tweaking on the cooling system.
Yeah, so as you remember, it was overheating really badly. So we took our old brass radiator off and sent it to a shop who had it flushed and resealed. Now listen, this radiator needs to be recored, but that is a quarter of the price of the entire car to do that. So we started with the flush and a reseal, and then over here, we actually did something which seemed counterproductive, but old Model T guys say it's the way to go. We actually removed our water pump. So we're running this car just like the original thermosiphon cooling system would have you believe.
Cause imagine as a lube tech, they send this bit to you to get a fucking, your advisor gives you this bitch as an oil change. Nigga, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
We're gonna see if that helps. But yeah, Kits.
We also pushed some sediment out of the heads, some of the stuff that was
that's really
built up in there,
how
so
they used to be
hopefully the
whipping back
cooling
in the
system
day.
will be better.
That's really how I used to be whipping back in the day, dude. What the hell? Boy, them little tiny skinny ass wheels, bit. Imagine this shit, this bit come in for a motherfucking tire rotation. Where's the lug nuts, stupid ass?
Seems like it is so far.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're gonna pull it in now and get it up on the lift and let him do the oil change. All right, we're doing this right.
Imagine. Okay, well, guess we're gonna be learning today.
Oh, absolutely.
Keith is over here. He's putting in the little
Yeah, the little pad.
pad to not get our floor dirty. Oh, beautiful. Nice. Thank you so much, Keith. Is this gonna break my wrist or is it gonna start?
I got your spark advance in the right spot, homie.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful. Walking in on the wrong side.
This one door thing is
Really
very
gets in the way, man.
into the service bay. So what do you think? First time these guys have worked on a Model T?
I'd say for the majority of them, I would imagine so. The car's 109 years old. I don't think anyone who was around when this came out is still going to be working on them.
Are we faster than a Model T?
Yeah, we are. We are faster than the Model T.
It's a good thing we got a decent bit of ground clearance for these bridge jacks. Oh, yeah.
Sweet! Got a bit of a misfire.
Oh, it sounds good when you rev it.
They'll get it sorted out. Dude, that's wild. So Ray, what is the oldest car you have worked on here?
Here I've probably worked on early 60s.
Pretty old.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
fairly
old.
old.
Not this old though.
Not this old, no.
2.9-inch liter four-cylinder.
Right?
And I say ish because it was all sand cast, and some of them are 3 and some are 2.8.
Right.
And there's no water pump, there's no distributor, there's no oil pump, there's no
just
clutch.
Splash oiling
You
and,
got it.
yeah.
Splash oiling.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. And what was so cool about these, I mean, cool and bad, is that the engine and the transmission shared the same oil.
Right.
So really, we're doing a multi-point flush today,
Sure.
all in one go.
Perfect.
You want to try starting it?
Sure.
Want to get that experience?
Sure.
Okay, I'll run you through it. So, you got to make sure the spark advance is completely down so it doesn't break your wrist. And then we're going to give it just a little bit of throttle. And I'm going to go into the magneto, get it out of gear for you here.
Be sure we're in neutral.
It's all you, buddy. I'm not really this strong, but you are, because you are a lot of years of experience. But left hand, thumb out, and then you just start giving it a couple spins. And ultimately, you're going to need 2 hands, but you'll get it eventually.
All
Give it a
right.
go.
Okay.
So you got to push in and turn at the same time. You got it. Yep.
And just multiple?
Yep.
Just
Great.
like that.
Starts better than a brand new.
It
Yo, he
does.
said
It starts
splash
better than most of the
oil
cars
and,
I
like,
work
what the
on.
fuck?
Crazy.
That bitch old as hell.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, so we've got one big ass bolt down here,
all right.
and I think if we pull that out, hopefully all of our oil will come spilling
Okay.
out of her.
That's definitely not a 9/16.
Definitely not. The internet lied to me.
I want to say that's more like a 3/4. Nobody on this side has a standard wrench.
Because it's all metric.
All
huh?
metric now.
Let's just cheat it a little bit.
How?
We'll just do it the easy way.
Just-
Go ahead and turn that lower petcock, and that'll get most of the oil out of the engine.
Is it going to shoot this way? If it is,
Kind of dribble out.
well, I just did
Look at that.
just like that. See? Says a 90-degree petcock.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a 90-degree valve. Okay.
Yeah, you got it. Ray, what's crazy to me about this is like the oil that they used 109 years ago can still be replaced with modern Ford oil. It's just normal 10W40, 5W30, whatever you got. It's what it'll use.
And in the technology, the oils and stuff they had then versus what we have now, there's no comparison with the qualities, with the additives, what they do now compared to what it was
Yeah,
then.
I bet.
The bearing clearances and stuff when this was built were the tolerances had to have been astronomical. Where now new motor stuff, you're talking tens of thousands of bearing clearances.
Yeah.
So.
This was to the nearest foot, probably.
Yeah.
Back in the day. So while that's doing that, Ray,
Yeah.
what are you inspecting if we were to bring this in for a
What-
full inspection? Talk me through what you think of the condition of our Model T.
The biggest thing is we want to be sure a car is safe when it leaves.
So you'd probably fail those front tires.
Bro, so I'll tell you, hell yeah, for one. Fucking right. Because on the tire tread tool, that shit's zero, man. Or whatever the fuck you want to put. But yeah, zero. Then they gonna check the brake pads, or your brakes. And then your suspension, your drivetrain components, and then your axles and transmission and stuff, all your fluids, your filters, your battery, and your headlights, your taillights, your electrical components, just everything.
Yes,
Shit.
absolutely.
Okay.
Would I send my wife out in it?
That
Right.
shit.
If I won't send my wife out in it, I will warn the customer that there's a potential problem.
Would you send your wife out in this?
Well, around the block, yes. On the highway, no.
Fuck.
Now, Ray, there is one part on this car that you could interchange with any of these trucks in the bay with a brand new Mustang. Do you know what that is? There's only one part that works the same in this car that does a new one.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, people think like it's a bulb or it's, like a switch or a bolt. It's the Schrader valves.
Oh, tire shredder valve?
Yeah,
That, okay.
exactly the same.
I can see that.
Isn't that crazy?
I never thought of that.
No, they got it right 100 years ago, and they're like,
We're still using
we're just
it.
going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Alex, I do feel a little bad that we're dripping on this beautiful floor here.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I'm going to do this. You have oil or we need oil?
Ray, I have some, but it's honestly any 10W40 or 5W30 you got,
Well, we got
or anything in that vicinity.
530, 1030, 520, or 1540.
Let's do 530.
That's
I
convenient
almost
as hell.
guarantee
Is
this
the
is the
quick
first
lane?
time this has been used on a model.
Uh-huh. You said it takes 3.5 quarts.
I think probably a
Nigga,
quart and a half.
they probably make some good ass money, bro. When you think about it, like how easy it is for them to get oil and shit. Like what? Like he could easily, like, bro, that's insane. Cause usually these techs are on a commission basis, bro. And I believe oil changes at Ford pay half an hour. Nigga, you could do an oil change as quick as fucking Take 5 or quicker than Take 5. What the hell? I'd love to work at the quick lane and at like in something like this.
drained out of it.
The
Okay.
dealership
Yeah.
like this.
So you can
And-
have precision, huh, Ray? You can
Yeah,
dial in.
this you set your, and it goes in here.
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
That's
All right, I'll
easy.
let you know when it starts coming out the bottom.
How does he know how many cords? Oh, it tells him it's digital. See,
I don't
that's
know how
fire.
fast
as
it
hell.
drinks
he
here,
knows how many
so-
Okay,
cords he's
we'll be
putting
ready.
in that bitch.
We're 2 quarts.
Okay,
Apparently that leak down there was a little more than you thought.
I think you're right, Ray. Oh, we got flow.
Okay, so we're full.
We're full.
Okay.
Turn
It
that, turn that valve off here.
We ended up putting 2.8 quarts in it.
So technically it's like 3.5, but Ray, it's 3.5 100 years ago. I mean, who
Probably.
knows where that oil's going, you know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
I'm sure it's burning as much of it as it was leaking.
I think you're right.
The technology.
I think you're right. Do you want to try driving? Have you ever driven one?
I have not.
All the pedals are in the wrong place.
Okay.
I think you got to give it a try.
I'll give it
It's
a try.
cool
I don't
experience.
care.
Yeah, you can't break
All
this
right.
thing.
Well,
Oh, what a pro.
all right.
All right, my dude. So
Cut that
we have
wheel hard as fuck.
3 pedals and none of them work like they're supposed to.
Okay.
So your right pedal, this is your brake.
Right.
So that's going to slow you down. Middle pedal is reverse. I don't think we're going to need to worry about that. And then your left pedal is your clutch and your gear selector. And the way this works is it's kind of like a motorcycle. So all the way down is first, all the way up is second, and neutral's right in the middle.
Okay.
Kind of like a motorcycle shifter. So what we're going to do is with the handbrake, you're not going to take it all the way off. You're just going to slowly push it forward until it releases and then let go of the handle. We're going to leave it right there. So just enough so it disengages the rear brakes, which I think you've done. And then go ahead and slowly start pushing down on the left pedal, and this is going to be your accelerator.
Oh.
That's 4, and then left. Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Got the throttle
There you go.
with my. You're right. It works backwards the way you think it would
Totally
work out.
backward. So what you're going to do is once we get out of this way, push all the way down on that left pedal. Yep. There you have it. So we are in first gear, dude.
Piece of cake.
And then when you want to stop, what you're going to do is just lift up on that pedal and then go ahead and slowly push down on the right pedal. No, that's reverse.
Oh.
That's the weird part. And then if you keep going, eventually there you go. Not a lot in terms of brakes. So pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
huh?
it's pretty easy. It's definitely unique. First time driving one.
Oh yeah, dude, great. So we're gonna try out second in this one. So this is gonna be a slightly slower gear, but what we're gonna do is accelerate up to a faster speed. Nice. So we'll leave it in first so we get to a clearing, and then we'll get you in second. You
Okay.
can really feel the speed. Push.
Okay, so we'll make a U-turn here.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck?
Clearing, and then we'll get you in second. You
Okay.
can really feel the speed. Push.
Bitch, imagine you just sitting in traffic, you sitting at a red light, and you hear this shit behind you.
Okay, so we'll. Here.
Yep, that
That's what it
sounds
sounds
good.
like.
Well,
Tell me
Then
how
we'll get her really opened up. The parking lot to 20.
it sounds like.
Accelerate up.
Okay, so we'll make a U-turn here.
It sounds like somebody about to like throw up on some shit.
Yep, that sounds good.
We'll
And then
go.
we'll get her really opened up. The parking lot to 20 miles an hour.
Woohoo. I'll try and keep it under control.
All right, so what we're gonna do now is at this speed, don't change anything, but
We're gonna do a
push
burnout.
the handbrake all the way forward. And what that's gonna do is unlock second. So now I'm gonna give you a little bit more throttle, and you're gonna slowly lift up all the way on the left pedal.
Okay.
Yep, do it right now. Second.
Oh, hey, holy cow. Runs pretty good, really, doesn't it?
There you go, Ray.
Almost like they knew what they were doing back when this thing was built.
Dude, it's almost like Henry had an idea, huh?
pretty smart guy, isn't he?
Ray, I gotta say, that was the easiest driving lesson I've ever done.
That's actually insane.
That's kinda cool.
You can tell that 40 years of the Ford family really paid off. So what you can do now is grab that handbrake and just start pulling it back toward you.
Okay.
A little more, and then it'll bring us to a stop. Dude! Nicely done! Nailed it!
Piece of cake. Now, we need to find neutral. And
Nope, you're good.
We're
When
there?
you pull back on that lever, it automatically
it
puts you in
automatically
neutral.
shifts it.
Yep.
All right.
It's like a brand new machine.
Dude, it's like they restored it. Amazing, you put 2 quarts of oil in a car. I don't know why these restorations are $400,000 for some of these high-end Pebble
Yeah,
Beach
man,
cars.
all they need is oil.
They just need 2 quarts of oil.
We could probably also use a pair of tires. That wouldn't hurt.
A set of tires might be good.
A set of tires would be smart. Are we smart?
No,
No,
not at all.
it's not. It's not what we're known for.
So what do you think, Josh? Would you work on another one?
You know, I think they would. I wouldn't know how to charge it out because I looked at all that and there's no.
They don't have this in your system?
Not in your system, huh?
Not our system.
Weird.
We would have to wing it.
Josh, well, thank you for winging
Hey.
it.
Yeah.
I
You
really
guys are
appreciate it.
awesome.
Yeah, we
I know
appreciate you.
We actually glad you brought this out.
Yeah, no, that was awesome, and I'm amazed that you guys said yes. So,
Yeah.
Well-
right and forward, folks.
It's a no-brainer. And then when you're done with it, we may buy it and put it in the showroom.
Heck yeah.
That'd
I
be
got a
cool.
good spot.
We gotta get
Right
Ray
on.
to daily drive this thing.
Yeah.
Need some tires.
Look at him, genius. This is, you know what I'm saying, smart man. You feel me? I could tell he like chill on some shit too, and that's a good ass marketing scheme. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Working on it.
We've got a set.
Thanks, guys.
Good deal.
Woo!
I'm actually like flabbergasted. Like that was honestly, it was like complex but simple at the same time though too, cause like, I mean I'm sure that they were forced to get used to, you know, learning how to work that shit. Just like, you know, learning how to use a manual car, 'cause it's like mandatory, like to be able to thrive in the world and shit, like how it was back then.
So, Case,
Yeah.
Yes.
we are all serviced
Yeah.
up in the Model T. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I don't think it felt bad before. It was already pretty good. Now it's even better.
It is, yeah. And the work we did, believe it or not, I mean, the temperature is all the way at the top, but it's not exploding with heat.
No, it's not overflowing, which is better than before.
Good stuff, yeah. So, let's see how she's driving. We have more work to do. We have to put a windshield on this thing.
Yeah.
You know, we got to get tires on this beast.
Yeah. It desperately needs the tires. And it wouldn't be bad to do the Rocky Mountain brakes.
Well, did my dad tell you the plan for this thing, what we're going to do with it?
No.
He really wants to do Pikes Peak this summer.
Oh, okay. Which it has done in the past with someone bolder than us because they did it without the Rocky Mountain brakes. We would like to have those brakes because, again, we've talked about it before, but if this slips out of gear, you basically have no
You
brakes.
got no brakes. You're exactly right. No brakes at all. Yeah. Now, what do you think driving this thing by all these Fords? Do you see a connection between this 1915 Model T, Case?
Oh, they're so similar. No,
Fuck you mean if it slips out of gear, you don't have no brakes?
it's not alike at all, but it is fun coming here where there's all these brand new vehicles coming out, Broncos and Mustangs, Super Duties, and showing up in this brass era car with a big brass radiator and wooden wheels that hasn't been restored since the 1950s, 70 years ago, which is before even most of the older guys at the shop were born.
Unreal.
But this car's still running.
It's still
just
running,
cruising
yeah,
through
and
the
it's
service
actually,
lot.
you know, there's an endless amount of work you can do on this car, right, to make it perfect.
Yeah.
That's not really what we want to do. We want to use this car
Oh, absolutely.
and drive it
YouTube
around and
video,
enjoy it
dude.
just like you would have
They,
100 years ago.
Yeah, there's
orchestrated it
plenty of
pretty
these
well.
things that are parked in museums that don't go anywhere. This one, we want to actually use. We want to make videos with what it's like to operate because that's just more
Oh,
fun.
shit,
Yeah,
cut that
Case, I
wheel.
mean, look, I think what you said is true. There's still probably 50,000 Model Ts on the road of the over 8 million they made, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just such a big number. but none of them are really being used. Okay, a couple crazy people on YouTube are still using them,
Yeah.
but for the
That
most
shit
part,
crazy though. Cars have
you know, they're
advanced
kind of
so
dead.
much.
Yeah, and getting to see one on the
'Cause-
road is pretty exciting because a lot of people know what this car is. A lot of people don't know what it is, but are interested in it because it obviously doesn't look like anything else on the road. And apart from the Cybertruck that we bought recently, I don't think
That's
I've
so
been
wild.
in or around another vehicle that has people gather around it the same way that people gather around this car. Because it's just so different. You really, of course, you don't see them anymore because, yeah, it's more than a century old.
Yeah, and everybody wants to know about it. You're 100% right. It piques people's curiosity. But what's amazing is they're really not that expensive.
No,
You know, so I think we paid $12,000 for this car, which is right about market for a brass era Model T.
yeah.
But if you get a later one, like a 23 and newer, like
Yeah, with
19,
metal
23,
wheels and
yeah,
a few things that aren't quite as old school as this.
you can pick them up for like 8-9 grand. And I mean, that's a lot of car for $9,000. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a lot of experience, I'll say that much. I have absolutely, and a little surprising to me just how much I've enjoyed using this car. It is a lot of fun. Even if this doesn't necessarily appeal to you as something you would want to have in your garage, which I understand because it is a pretty limited use vehicle, it's such a cool experience to get to be around it and drive it.
There's nothing else on the road like it. I mean, the driving experience is unlike anything, right? This like crazy pedal arrangement and the throttle on the steering column.
That's wild. Like, that model's actually insane. I paused at the right time. That's cold as hell, though. That's fire. I could tell this was like the car back then. You feel me? You had this shit. You know what I'm saying? You was that nigga. But, yeah. W video. My first time like actually seeing somebody drive a car like that and this good of quality. So, yeah.